Joining me at this time is the true Canadian hero, Sean Vincent. Sean, tonight you're challenging Gary Jackson for the Missouri-Illinois Heavyweight Championship. But do you have any apprehension about facing the man who's held the title for almost a year at this point?
Apprehension? Are you assuming I fear him?
No, I'm not assuming that, but he's been clearly dominant.
You think I'm weak because I'm Canadian?
I did not say that.
Listen here. Tonight, Gary Jackson, the only thing you need to fear is me and ripping that title from your waist. I am the true Canadian hero, and tonight I'm going to prove in front of all your little fans that scream your name why Canada is a superior country over USA.
Introducing first in this title match to my right, from St. Charles, Missouri, weighing 215 pounds, Chase King! His opponent to my left, he is the Wild World of Wrestling Television Champion, weighing 200 pounds from St. Louis, Missouri. Pro Wrestling Illustrated's number 329 wrestler in the world, the Brandon Espinosa.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of St. Louis Wrestling in HD. This match is for the TV Championship held by Brandon Espinosa, a very dominant professional wrestler in this part of the country, and he's wasting no time attacking Chase King before the bell even. Jim Harris is the ref. Chase King is up against all odds in this match. Thank you for joining us this month. My name is Ben Simon, here with you for about the next hour here on YouTube. Brandon Espinosa has made it well known in about the past 3 to 4 months that he wants Gary Jackson. He believes that the Missouri-Illinois heavyweight champion is ducking him, and tonight he's going to take out that frustration on Chase King. In our next match, Gary Jackson will defend the heavyweight title against Sean Vincent from Winnipeg. But yet we still await a match between the Brandon Espinosa and the dominant champion. And heck, let's make it for both of the titles, the TV and the heavyweight. We want to see this match happen, Tony Costa. I don't mean to sell Chase King short right here, but you may hate Brandon Espinosa, you may think he's very obnoxious, but he's number 329 in the world for a reason. Brandon taking Chase King to school on the outside. We're here at South Broadway Athletic Club. Our next event will be Saturday night, October 8th. If you want to come check us out, whether you're a lifelong fan or you've never been before, what better night than Saturday night, October 8th? We'll be having a night called Luck of the Draw, where all the matches will be drawn out of a hat. That will be October 8th. For more information, check out MMWA-SICW.com. Chase King has yet to get in any offense in this match. Maybe a kick here or there. I'll just put it like this, folks. If Chase King manages to upset Brandon Espinosa at this point in his career, this may be the upset of all time in St. Louis. Brandon misses with a running splash. Chase King back with a clothesline. An elbow. A big drop kick from the junior heavyweight king. Brandon ties up the arm and drops it. That'll dislocate your elbow right there, but doesn't look like it's so for Chase King. I understand that Gary Jackson has just arrived at the building for his match with Sean Vincent. Better late than never, I suppose. I'll try to talk with him after this match. And hopefully we'll get a word in from Brandon as well. A Jackson-Espinosa match would be akin to a Pacquiao-Mayweather match from boxing. It's the match that's been months in the making, yet just hasn't happened yet. Tim Miller has said it's because of both of their egos. Both of these egos between Jackson and Espinosa have driven this match into the realm of almost impossibility. All the while Jackson maintaining he doesn't duck anyone. And Brandon says he wants Jackson. But it's all about the money in the end, folks, and that's why this match has not happened as of yet. But as far as I know, the gorgeous one, Gary Jackson, has an open contract for next month. Whether that void will be filled with Brandon Espinosa remains to be seen. Also later on tonight, we have Dave Vaughn versus Johnny Courageous in a non-title affair. That should be a mat classic. Two of the best pure wrestlers in the Midwest game today are Vaughn and Courageous. You'll see that as our main event.
5 minutes have expired the match. 25 remain.
And coming up next for the heavyweight title, Gary Jackson versus Sean Vincent. Brandon Espinosa not feeling any pain, only feeling hunger, only feeling anger. And he's taking it out on Chase King. Whoa, big chop there on King, who rests precariously on that top rope. Espinosa says, "Get off my back. I'm one of the best in the world." Kidney shots from King. Shoves Espinosa down. Big cross body from the young Chase King. Did he hurt himself? Hurt his wrist or his ribs? It's hard to tell. You could see Chase King just bounce right off of Espinosa, unable to even hold for the cover. Both men slowly making their way up. Look out for the knockout. Misses. King with an elbow. Brandon misses the knockout punch again. Big elbow sends the champ flying to the ground. Quite possibly the second most prestigious title in the entire region up for grabs right now. The big gold belt, the TV championship. Spine buster by Chase King. But Espinosa muscles out. If you're enjoying what you're seeing, don't forget MMWA-SICW.com has it all. Gosh, we've seen Brandon Espinosa go to those shoulder joints, the elbow joints multiple times in this match, dropping down to a knee or a foot. Chase King with a quick roll up. Brandon traps the arm, traps the forearm to a Rings of Saturn type of maneuver here. Chase King has nowhere to go. His only hope is to switch his leg over to the rope for a break. He's so close, he gets it. Jim Harris is the referee, doing a fine job officiating this evening. Laying on that 5 count. Brandon takes a shot to the gut. But there's the big knockout punch. It's over, just like that. how fast the tides can turn.
Ladies and gentlemen, here is your winner and still TV champion, Espinosa.
Tonight's event is brought to you by MissouriWrestlingRevival.com, your stop for all things Midwest Wrestling. Well, Brandon is still in the ring, refusing to leave. He has the mic. He's calling out Gary Jackson.
I hope you're getting this on camera because I know Gary's watching or listening. Gary, I will find you by the end of this night. I don't understand the word that comes out of your mouth, son. Gary, watch your back. Because I'm coming for you, and I'm coming for every other championship this company holds. I am the elitist Brandon Espinosa, and you have listened to my message.
All right, I'm here with Gary Jackson backstage. Let's go back. Gary, since you brought it up, I'll bring it up. Brandon Espinosa, he has been running his mouth for a while, claiming that you've been ducking him. Is there any truth to that whatsoever?
The great one, gorgeous Gary Jackson, never ducks anybody. Like I said, once you become the champion, you're on call 24/7, 365 days a year. Instead of being a hunter, you are the hunted. So I'm here to defend this title against every and each opponent that steps into the ring with the great one, gorgeous Gary Jackson. Because remember, I go by 4 rules. Rule number 1 is I'm coming out to win. Rule number 2 is I refuse to lose. Rule number 3 is I will cheat if I have to. Rule number 4 is, it's the most important rule of them all, don't forget the rules.
Gary Jackson, Sean Vincent coming up next. The grandest title in Missouri and Illinois is on the line. The Missouri-Illinois Heavyweight Championship. Currently held by Gary Jackson on the right. Challenged tonight by Sean Vincent on the left from Winnipeg, Canada. Boy, does he have a lot of fans. Right before this match, we heard from Gary Jackson addressing the challenge of Brandon Espinosa, saying he ducks nobody. Well, that's nothing new coming from Gary Jackson, but we want the match to happen. I don't care if you're a Jackson fan or even if you're one of the 5 people who are an Espinosa fan. You can't deny this match would be the one to end all matches. And I plead with Tony Costa, I plead with Tim Miller to make this match happen. I don't care when, October 8th or any day in the future. We've got to show up on October 29th as well. We could do it then. Let's put this match together. Gary Jackson takes control from the beginning. You know, this match might be a preview of the King of St. Louis Cable Cup tournament coming up on October 29th in Lime. Both of these men will be in the tournament. And while I'm on the subject, I'll bring up the brackets. In the first round, it will be Gary Jackson versus Ace Hawkins, followed by Big Dave Osborne versus Brandon Espinosa. So Brandon and Gary could meet in the second round, quite possibly, but it wouldn't be for a title in the tournament. In the second half of the bracket, Johnny Courageous will meet former heavyweight kingpin Philly Blunt, and Sean Vincent, now on the outside, will face the wrestling machine Dave Vaughn, another heavy and junior heavy champion. Keith Smith Jr. is the referee, laying on the count on Vincent. However, I may be jumping the gun. A win tonight by Sean Vincent. Whoa, brings him in the hard way. A win tonight by Sean Vincent would change the entire game, the entire landscape of the MMWA. Perhaps then we might be looking at a Brandon Espinosa versus Sean Vincent match for the TV and heavyweight titles. Gary Jackson is definitely the man to beat. The most dominant wrestler of all time here at South Broadway. There's a Jackson shuffle. Get up, he says, just to take him back down. Headlock takeover. In this match, we have the Las Vegas leg lock of Gary Jackson versus the figure 4 leg lock of Sean Vincent. Both devastating maneuvers. Jackson focuses on the lower back of his opponent, and Vincent's focuses, of course, on the knees of his opponent. Recently, Sean Vincent over in Illinois almost ended the career of Johnny Courageous with that figure 4. Jackson's got to be careful to avoid it tonight. Look at the versatility of Gary Jackson and getting out of there. And right back to the headlock takedown. Once again, this is Ben Simon bringing you action here from the South Broadway Athletic Club. For more information, including our next showtime, which is October 8th, don't forget MMWA-SICW.com. And thanks for watching tonight. And if you like what you're seeing, don't forget to subscribe on YouTube. Speaking of YouTube, our YouTube subscribers will have their 2 most popular wrestlers compete in the very next match, Johnny Courageous versus Dave Vaughn. Yes, sir, undisputed, our YouTube fans have spoken, and they want to see that match. They're going to get it. I said earlier, Brandon Espinosa has about 5 fans in total. Even from being from the hometown of St. Louis, Missouri, he doesn't have a lot. But I wouldn't regret saying that Sean Vincent has no fans. Sean Vincent, king of the trash talk, that's for sure. Jackson moves out of the way, and Vincent crouches himself on the rope. You could see Jackson was aware of where he was and where Vincent was, and that's the veteran instinct of the gorgeous one, Gary Jackson. Gut wrench suplex, connects. Elbow right to the chin of Sean Vincent. The Canadian hero isn't looking very heroic right now, but just as I speak, Jackson catches Vincent's knees right to the gut. Oh, look how smart Sean Vincent is. What a great guy. In his own mind. Yeah, a big show October 8th coming up. The luck of the draw. You don't want to miss it. South Broadway Athletic Club. Only $8. $7 if you buy in advance. And October 29th, the first event ever at American Legion Post 162 in Lemay, Missouri. It will be the King of St. Louis Cable Cup Tournament. The winner of that 8-man affair will not only get the St. Louis Cable Cup trophy, but also a guaranteed title shot at the Missouri-Illinois heavyweight champion, whomever it may be. Right now it's Gary Jackson. Now if Jackson wins the tournament, he will get his choice in his following title defense. Now Gary thought he had Vincent in the corner. Just a moment ago, Jackson hit his head on that turnbuckle while slamming Vincent into it, and I'm afraid Jackson may still be recovering from that blow. Especially vicious when you get it to the back of the head in the cerebellum part of your skull. That's why in most sports, blows to the back of the head are illegal. Here comes the figure four grapevine. Jackson reverses. Jackson's got him. Only for a 2. Jackson, he's going for the Las Vegas leg lock. That Texas clover hold. And Vincent knocks him off. Vincent rebounding from that. Man, his heart must have been beating pretty fast. He knew it was all or nothing. Jackson through the middle and top to the outside. And this is Vincent's chance to take a breather. Double axe on Jackson, and here's where we're gonna get a little crazy. Irish whip reverse. Vincent goes into the Ace Hawkins fan club in the crowd. Yes, sir, they've all come out tonight. There's no fans like the fans at South Broadway and the MMWA. Oh, Vincent wants no part of Jackson, pleading off shades of the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase, but Jackson has to keep his guard up. He's got Smith, the referee. I tell you what. Keith Smith Jr. should reserve the right to disqualify Vincent for that. I don't care if he didn't hit the official. He still put his hands on the official, and you just can't be doing that. Figure four. Here comes the leg lock. Jackson knocks him off. Forearm return. They're going pillar to post here in the middle of the ring. Vincent, neck breaker. Sean Vincent says that's it. It's over. And for the first time, he may become the Missouri-Illinois heavyweight champion. And yes, even since he's from Canada, he can win that title as long as he defends it in this area. Vincent, springboard moonsault. Jackson tries to move out of the way, but Vincent still connects. Only a 2. Only a 2. Big suplex by the great one, Gorgeous Gorgeous Gary Jackson. I'm getting word that Brandon Espinosa has not left the building. As is customary after his matches, Brandon Espinosa, in fact, is still dressed in his wrestling gear. Figure 4 leg lock coming up for the third time, and this time he gets it. Sean Vincent has now locked on the figure 4 leg lock. If we've learned anything from this hold, it's that we may be having a new champion here, and it's tap or snap for Gary Jackson. A broken ego or a broken leg, take your pick. Oh, look how hard that Sean Vincent is cinching on that hold. The figure 4 is such a devastating maneuver. Many different pressure points on both legs, and Gary has reversed it. The pressure has been 180 degrees reversed. Sean Vincent, the man in pain, but he's in the ropes. And Jackson's gonna have to break this. Wow, what an encounter here for the heavyweight title. Jackson, 2 shots, 3 shots right to the chin of Vincent. Chants of USA ring out throughout the athletic club here in Soulard. Vincent goes for the ride. Come on, Canada. Jackson, more shots right to the face. Sends Vincent reeling to the canvas again. Well, Vincent. Oh. Sean Vincent believes he has been deprived of his respect for a very long time. He doesn't get what he deserves. Well, Jackson's gonna try to give him what he deserves. I'll tell you that. Vincent down. Jackson reverses. Jackson, the clover hold, the Las Vegas leg lock. It's on. The knee is posted in the lower back of Vincent. Vincent gives up. It's over. Espinosa down here at ringside. Oh, man. This is it. This is what we've been waiting for. But Harris and Smith are there to make sure these two don't collide. There's no contract in place yet. Hopefully there will be. This clash of titans, this clash of MMWA champions. It's gotta happen. Tony Casa has just gotten up from his seat, the executive director of the MMWA. I have no problem keeping these men apart as long as there is a match made. Jackson's daring him. He says, come get it. You don't win the belt by stealing it, though. A street fight won't settle this one. Come on, Espinosa, step up to the plate. Oh. It's age versus youth. Experience, athleticism, toughness, determination, anger, all of these There's emotions mixed in this affair. Tony Costa down at ringside. What's he talking to Gary about? Perhaps about that open contract next month that Gary has.
You know, Gary, you talk about being here, fighting champion, being here for 2 months, you haven't been. Well, you have been gone. I have been defending the Wild World of Wrestling television champion. I have traveled to Louisville and been on OVW's television. For those of you who don't know, that's developmental territory. I have knocked out many people here, once laughing at the counter. That's why his career is over. Next month, I will beat you, end your career, make you pass the torch, and then win the cable tournament and defend the title against no one and no one. Now, can you deal with that? Can you? Because you know what? I have one rule too. I hate Gary Jackson.
Some strong words from Brandon Espinosa, but you can't argue.
I am gonna pass the torch up into you know what. Oh yeah, turn around and I'm gonna put the torch right up in there.
I got a razor on my ass.
Oh yeah, you lucky you got kids in there, brother, because I'll say something that's funky than a monkey. So, hey, I'm tired of talking. Let's get it on right now. Let's get it on right now.
All right. Sure, let's do it.
Contract for next month. I'm gonna hit the gym. I'm gonna
Oh, Timmy's saying it's not going to happen.
That's fine. I'm completely okay because now you can't run. If you run, you should just go ahead and relinquish that.
The match is made for October 8th. It's going to happen. Coming up next, our main event. Tonight's event is brought to you by MissouriWrestlingRevival.com, your stop for all things Midwest Wrestling.
Ladies and gentlemen, the following is your MMWA main event of the evening. It is a non-title match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, to my right, from St. Louis, Missouri, weighing 230 pounds, Battle Royal Champion, Dave Vaughn. And his opponent to my left, from Hollywood, California, weighing 215 pounds. He is the Missouri, Illinois Junior Heavyweight Champion, the one and only Johnny Courageous.
Let's do this.
This is the main event. True, it's a non-title affair. Dave Vaughn is over the junior heavyweight limit. So it's Battle Royal Champion versus Junior Heavyweight Champion. Both men very popular with the crowd, extremely popular with the YouTube audience. And I really don't want to take away from this match. However, I am still in shock disbelief from moments ago. The match beyond. It's happening. It's on. October 8th for the Missouri-Illinois Heavyweight Championship. Gary Jackson will defend against Brandon Espinosa, the very outspoken Brandon Espinosa, who says that it's time to pass the torch to him. Gary Jackson says, not quite yet. He's going to take that torch, and he's going to pass it to Espinosa, all right, where the sun don't shine. Details are still out there. We still don't know if this is going to be a double title match as well for SB's TV title. Whoa, Japanese arm drag sends Courageous right on his head. No titles on the line in this one, just a winner's purse and advancement up the rankings here at South Broadway and the MMWA. Have you ever wanted to become a professional wrestler? Well, if so, you can be trained right here in St. Louis at the South Broadway Athletic Club Gym Annex. For more information, visit MMWA-SICW.com. Courageous is actually one of the head trainers at the gym. Learned from one of the best, the junior heavyweight champion. This match was originally supposed to be for the junior heavy title. You know, Dave Vaughn has been the champ in that division before. It has been a year or two, but I think those days may be in Vaughn's past. He's coming in at about 230 now. It's tough to make weight for a division that you just aren't naturally made to compete in anymore. Same in MMA and boxing. Vaughn was the heavyweight champion up until about a year ago when he lost it to the future Donovan Ruddock. He's also making some headway over in Illinois, where I understand he'll be given a title shot for their Classic Wrestling Championship soon. I don't mean to promote them, but in this case, I'm promoting Dave Vaughn, because Mr. Vaughn is a very dominant player in this game. Johnny Courageous, though, with a combination head scissors hold, and he's trying to bar the arm. Vaughn knows he was in dire straits, manages to kick out, headlock. This 20-minute time limit match should be a wrestling clinic. I don't believe we've seen one punch thrown in this match thus far. They call Vaughn the wrestling machine for a reason. Another fireman's carry takedown by Vaughn. Both of these men are going to be in the King of St. Louis Cable Cup tournament next month, October 29th in Limay at the American Legion Post 162. The brackets once again are Gary Jackson versus Ace Hawkins and Big Dave Osborne versus Brandon Espinosa. Johnny Courageous in the red, white, and blue will face Phil E. Blunt, wrestling's dope man, and Dave Vaughn will face Sean Vincent. Those are the first round matches. We may see these two fight each other in the second round. That tournament will be all in one night. You don't want to miss it. We also have the Lumberjacks fighting to reclaim their tag team championship from Rays and the Texan. Stacey O'Brien will compete against TNA wrestler Madison Rain. That should be a good one. About 5 minutes gone in this match, about 15 to go. Vaughn and Courageous. Big clothesline by Vaughn. You know, I'm not sure of the exact date. It's not with me right now, but it has been a couple of months since Courageous managed a victory. He's been involved in non-title matches in Missouri and Illinois, gone to a couple of draws. So I think Courageous, despite being a champion, has something to prove here tonight against Vaughn. He needs a clean victory to keep his resume legit. We've seen champions in the past that have lost matches via DQ or clean, but yet retain their titles. And Courageous, I'm not disputing he's not one of the best in the game. He is, but he has something to prove. And both of these men on October 29th will look to win the Cable Cup tournament. And when they do so, assuming one of them isn't the heavyweight champion by some strange way at that time, they will get a guaranteed shot at the heavyweight champion, whomever it may be at the time. Nice spinning drop kick by Courageous. And Courageous coming in at 215 pounds, below the heavyweight limit, minimum. But don't forget, heavyweight is essentially an open weight division. Anybody can win that title. That's why on the world stage, when Rey Mysterio Jr. won it, the world's heavyweight championship, it was such a feat because he was one of many, he was one of a very few professional wrestlers to win that title that weighed under 220 pounds in 106 years of that title's history. But back to the local scene here. Courageous spinning toe hold on Vincent. He's not locking it in directly. Nice clothesline though. I don't believe I've seen that style before. Leg drop on Vaughn. Courageous for a 2. Courageous has a lot of local fame. He has garnered a huge internet audience. He has wrestled the Dirt Cheap Chicken. He is a multiple-time champion. Frankly, I think the most notable achievement is the chicken. I actually talked to the COO of Dirt Cheap and just the other day, it's a true story, and he said that that was one of the most memorable commercials they've ever shot by far. Whoa, big boot to the face of Courageous. Much like Jackson versus Espinosa will be, this is another veteran versus youth matchup. Vaughn is only 23 years old. Courageous has been around for considerably longer. And, you know, when you have a wrestler's age come into play, you're always questioning if they're losing it, if they're losing that ability that brought them to the dance. Courageous, you know, it's been a little bit since he's gotten a clean victory. He's had a few losses, one by ref stoppage because of an injury. He's had a loss, but he has something to prove, most definitely. That injury I was talking about, that ref stoppage on Courageous's part, was a heel injury. That injury, initially thought to be the knee of Courageous, turned out to be the heel in that match against Jack Gamble last month in East Carondelet. The body breaks down more as you get older. Courageous looks to be fully recovered though from that incident. But he is trapped in a head triangle. And I think Vaughn just elbowed him in the head. That is especially vicious. You have no way to defend yourself. But Courageous has trapped a leg of Vaughn quite brilliantly, and he's rolling over, and he has the leg grapevine of Dave Vaughn. Now Vaughn's reaching for the ropes. The technical mastery of Courageous shown here. Thank you for joining me. This is Ben Simon here for St. Louis Wrestling in HD. I produce this show all myself. If you enjoy what you're seeing, send me a comment on the website, MMWA-SICW.com. Let me know what you think. Any improvements, I'd totally be down for. Constructive criticism here or there. And don't forget, October 8th, it's going to be a luck of the draw night. All the matches except for one will be pulled from out of the hat. And that except for one match is the one we've all been waiting for. Gary Jackson and Brandon Espinosa, possibly for both of the titles, definitely for the heavyweight title. He's got a heel pick. Dave Vaughn has picked the heel of Courageous. I believe that is the same heel that gave Courageous problems last month. And Courageous is holding on to the legs of Vaughn, stopping Vaughn from stretching out. Very smart. Courageous is not the strongest wrestler there is. Not by a long shot. But what makes him so good is his understanding of holds and leverage, how the human body works, what ways that it's supposed to bend, what ways that it's not supposed to bend. And the key is you find what ways it's not supposed to bend, and you bend them. Courageous with a snapmare takeover on Vaughn. Back and forth. Working that neck of Dave Vaughn. And now a front face lock. I'll tell you what, if Courageous, yep, he's stepping over. If he wraps his legs around Vaughn, he could sink on a guillotine, and this one could be over. Too late for that, though. Vaughn steps back up to his feet. Nice suplex with the bridge. For my money, these guys, along with Brandon Espinosa, are the most talented technical wrestlers in this company. Courageous, swinging neck breaker on Dave Vaughn. Now, I talked about Johnny Courageous's recent drought of wins, clear wins. Dave Vaughn, here's a fun fact for you. Dave Vaughn has the most draws, the most drawn matches of any wrestler in this company in the past year. Yeah, where'd I get that stat? Well, I'm a nerd. So, Dave Vaughn is also definitely looking for a win here as well. Whoa! Uppercut sends Courageous to the outside over the top rope. That may have been Courageous trying to escape the uppercuts on his own accord. He had no way out except to the floor. Vaughn tosses him back in, going for a quick cover. Nicely done by Vaughn.
15 minutes have expired. 5 minutes remaining.
You just heard it. Only 5 minutes are left in this match. This is a non-title match, so it is a 20-minute limit. We should see both men start to pick up the pace here. Vaughn, 3 knees to the chest of Courageous. You see, he's not playing as nice as he was earlier, and neither should Courageous. Their reputations are on the line here. You gotta win, and you don't have a lot of time to do it. Whoa! Big chop to Courageous. And Vaughn shoots Courageous in. Courageous monkey flips out of it. Beautifully done. And Vaughn is going to take a break to the outside. The monkey flip is a very underestimated maneuver. It really throws you for a loop because most of the time you're just not expecting it, especially a reversal in the middle of the ring like that. it really throws your balance off. And so that is why Vaughn is taking a break. These guys can't forget they're running low on time. Now, I'm an advocate of clean wrestling, but I think Courageous should have jumped on Vaughn when he got in the ring. All right, we have 3 minutes left. I'm not saying, whoa, reversals left and right. Harris trying to get a good position, and nothing comes of it. Vaughn takes Courageous down with about 150 seconds left. It's on the line for these guys. Wait a second, Vaughn has taken off his tape on his right wrist. He throws it away. I thought perhaps he's going to choke Courageous with it. It's usually what you see. Being the fair player that he is, he's not going to do that. Courageous now with the blows, coming back. It's time to get mean. Who's taking this match? Vaughn, snapmare. Reverse scissors. He's got the triangle on Courageous again. No, he's not tapping. He's trying to rile the crowd. Double underhook. He's got Vaughn like a fish out of water. Nice surfboard stretch. So close yet so far away to the ropes, but Vaughn manages a hand free. He reaches it. Okay, playtime's over. Time to pick it up. Courageous and Vaughn for the win. Misses with the drop kick. Spine buster. I tell you what, Vaughn better get in that corner and hope Courageous gets back to his feet. All it takes is one spear. All it takes is a sliced bread number 2 from Johnny Courageous. This thing could be over, but there's not a lot of time. Both of these guys have been exhausted after going nearly 20 minutes already. And I gotta say, it doesn't look like this one's gonna end with a victory for either man. Too much time has passed. Spear coming up. Here it goes, he hits it.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Courageous and Dave Vaughn have wrestled to the time limit curfew. This match is a draw.
Join us October 8th for Gary Jackson versus Brandon Espinosa.